You are live.
Go ahead. We are live right now, George. What's going on, my friends?
Oh, we are live.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
that's
live
cool.
right now, man.
What's going on?
This, like I said before we went live, this ain't Joe Rogan. This is nothing, this is kind of hack podcast. But glad to have you guys on tonight. Mat Santos. If people don't know you, they will by the end of this podcast. But coach and owner of Team Santos,
Yes, sir.
BJJ and MMA. And we got my man right here. Is it George Jorge? How do you say your first name?
It's Jorge.
Jorge. So Jorge Vega. And is your fight name Tyson or is it something else? Someone was calling me a nickname. They call you Tyson or
I
something.
got so many names, to be honest. Like in my first and second fight, everybody's confused. And they would say, go Tyson, go Jorge, go George. And everybody look at each other like, who the hell are those people?
Well, where'd Tyson come from? It was just, were they thinking of Mike Tyson?
Yeah,
or it was like,
I
just
wonder
like,
where that Tyson came from.
Came from me.
Coach Matt.
When he came in, young, stout guy. He's faking his voice. His voice is much more high pitched.
That's not true. He lying already?
But
Just get this in close to you. I don't want to miss anything.
So he lying.
There we go.
he's built like a Puerto Rican Mike Tyson. He's not super tall. He's about 5'8", real broad shoulders, and real bullish. Good box. He was good at boxing when he came to us, so it was an easy nickname. And like I forget his name sometimes. 100%. Like not as much because more people are calling you George Vega, but when that first started becoming popular, I would always mess up your name.
Oh, super quick, man. He used to tell me this when he said it the first time. I'm going to call you Tyson. Watch. Once I call you Tyson, nobody will remember your name. I'm like, whatever. A few weeks later, hey, what up, Tyson? What's going on, Tyson? I'm like, nobody knows my name now. All right, that's cool. I guess what you're saying is real. And then he called me Miguel. They put Miguel on top of it. So he said Miguel Tyson. And I asked him,
I like that, though.
why Miguel?
Tyson.
Yeah.
Miguel Tyson.
Yeah. And I asked him, like, why you calling Miguel Tyson? Well, you're Spanish. So there you go. I'm like, that's great. Awesome.
Now, are you on Tapology with a nickname, or is it just Jorge Vega? Have we looked on Tapology? You must be on Tapology now because you have an MMA fight scheduled.
It's Jorge Vega.
No,
yeah.
no nickname.
No nickname.
How about Kid Daddy Yankee? You want
Stop.
Well, Matt, you can write into or you can email Tapology.
Don't let him know
as
that.
a coach, I think you have permission to throw that up there. So.
Yeah, I think I'll take advantage of that.
Steve, why would you do that to me? I ain't do nothing to you. I've been nice and kind.
I'm gonna look up Tapology, but to start off on you. Are you 4-0, 5-0 in Muay Thai, professional Muay Thai?
I'm 3-0.
3-0, all for Lion Fight.
Yes.
For the House of Blues a couple of times, or
Twice.
Twice, and then once at the Shriners.
Yes.
Which is there's a big event there this weekend with Joe Cav.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you know Joe Cav, or
I know Joe
you
Cav
know,
very
all right.
well.
Good. We'll
Almost
talk a
20
little
years.
bit about everything with that. But you're making now you're making your MMA pro debut.
Yes.
And we did talk in in your past interview leading up to your last Lion fight that you were going to transfer, transition to MMA. You walked into Matt's gym. He's giving you nicknames. Where did the jiu-jitsu, the ground game, where did you fit that in? And where did that come into play with the Muay Thai and all that other stuff to get ready for this MMA?
All right, so I did both when I started with Coach Matt.
Okay.
So I did both martial art technique. Which one is it?
Styles.
Style.
It'd be a
Both
better
style.
word.
There you go. That's bad. Both style when I started. The problem was that I wanted to fight, but I was too big and I was too short, and they didn't want me to fight tall people. That was the holding me back a little bit. So then I started to focus more on my striking and develop my striking, and I had the opportunity to fight somebody for the first time, but that dude was like super huge. But I just wanted to fight. That's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to fight. I wanted to do MMA, but I realized there was a lot to learn, and it would take me longer to fight MMA because I'm learning both styles at the same time. So I had to pick and choose what do I want to do first. Mm-hmm. So once I did that for a few years, then I just focused more on Muay Thai because I have more opportunity to fight stand-up than doing MMA.
So now You got that MMA fight going. How'd you shop yourself around? Are you managed? Are you his manager? How do you get him fights?
I'm not on paper manager. I'm his coach though. So like that's how I came up. Like coaches got fights and that was it. I didn't even realize there was we've had a discrepancy with an organization about payment, and I was trying to talk to the Mass Commission. They're like, well, who's his manager? I'm like, I'm his coach. They're like, well, you have to actually be his manager, and I'm not really a business person, so we're trying to find a good manager for him to try and get that deal all straightened out. But yeah, I just try and get him fights. Like I'm his coach. Like I don't think anybody's gonna care about him as much as I do when it comes to getting fights. So I shopped him around. We were trying to get on this card with Joe Cav. You know, both CES and what is it? Combat Zone.
Oh yeah, that's in. I got it. You're all set.
November 18th and 19th, and I'm gonna be away at that time. And like, you know, he's not a baby, but I would like to be there for his MMA debut. And then Cage Titans, I guess Hassan was supposed to fight on Joe Cav's show. His opponent pulled out, and then Cage Titans got this fight made. Mike Polvieri.
Yeah, Mike's really good at getting things done, and man, your heavyweights are sought after, and you know, knowing that you're 3-0 in the Muay Thai ring there, I mean, you know, not many heavyweight fights go to the ground at that much. So you coming in with fists of steel is something really, really cool here, and coming out of Matt's gym, which is, you know, essentially a big BJJ school as well.
Yeah,
like
decent size.
Yeah. So, man, what do you have to offer this guy here? He's making his pro debut as well. He is the Cage Titans amateur heavyweight champion. I think he's 3-0 as an amateur MMA fighter, maybe 4-0. He's fought a couple, 2 or 3 of his last fights have been at Cage Titans. What do you see in this kid? He's gone to deep waters for a title fight. I think he went 5 rounds almost, I think, with that guy, Jeff.
Jeff Sylvian.
Yeah.
You won the title?
Yeah,
I think that was the title, yeah. I don't know if
Nice.
Jeff was holding the title. He might have been. It might have been vacant. But Jeff's a solid dude, solid jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah.
And that fight hit the ground at points, and Hassan, you know, made it through and won that fight. And he's a knockout guy. What are you feeling about this fight?
I feel normal with the fight, to be honest. It's just another fight. When it comes to him, it's like, all right, so what he has better than me so far is just the experience at MMA. That's pretty much it. But I have my experience in my grappling. I have my experience in my striking. We're going to put it together and see what happens afterwards. That's it. I'm not worried about him knocking me out. I'm not even worried about me knocking him out because I don't look for it. It just shows up.
Nice. What are you thinking about this fight? I mean, it had to pass by your desk when
Yeah.
it was shopped to you. So
Yeah, so I watched Hassan's fights. He's a good fighter, but like Hassan's fought same round length. I think it's 2 decisions and 1 finish on his record. I can't remember exactly, but like fights are very similar. But he's getting more rest time of just leaning on the cage than Jorge's getting. I almost called you. That Jorge's getting. Jorge's fighting Muay Thai where they're keeping him moving. Even when they clinch, it's not clinch and leading. It's clinch and hitting. So they fought very similar fights. I think Hassan's got a height advantage on him. He's got, you know, more experience with, you know, fighting MMA fights and fighting in the cage. But Jorge's got more experience fighting, like firing off a fist fight, you know. So if it gets there, that's gonna be a good. Hopefully, it should be a good thing for us. You know, it's an MMA fight. These are smaller gloves, but it's more than enough time. He's a more than decent grappler. Like I've gotten mad at him for a while. Like, hey man, start doing jiu-jitsu. Like he's a good natural grappler. We go other places. We go and spar, and like we're sparring with people who are wrestlers, and he does all right, man. He's not as easy to take down as you would think. Probably because he's short and square.
Or maybe the Muay Thai,
and
because I don't
he's,
want to get
you know,
thrown.
lower gravity too. I think you know he's got you know he solid.
Very good. You know, very good. He's got surprising takedowns. throws and takedowns. It's there's not a lot of secrets around me, and you can see his fights. His fights are on YouTube. I'm betting.
Nah, it's one on YouTube. The rest of them are either in UFC Fight Pass or
Yeah, the
Fight.
UFC fight. I have a couple of your clips that I either you sent me or somebody who was at the fights. I sent you. I'm gonna get to your Instagram and show a couple of clips and stuff like showing a little jiu-jitsu because I think it's recent.
Oh, that was a wow.
Oh wait, so what? Well, we'll make them look like you're not that good right now.
That was a wow.
Yeah. But you got some stuff on there. You got some some cool stuff from Lion Fight and shit. Yeah. So we'll get to that and check out some of the stuff over there. But Matt, let's get to you for a couple. Let's reminisce a little bit, bro, because you're not no spring chicken with the MMA. You fought MMA yourself.
Yes.
What are we going back? When was your last fight? 2010? I have the poster. We can check.
I don't know if I was married yet. I got married in 2011. So the very first legal fight. Well, first of all, my first fight was the first fight in Rhode Island. Actually, first MMA fight, no holds barred fight in New England, and it was very much illegal. But the fight you remember, my last fight was the first legal fight in Rhode Island. And I don't know whatever year that was, I fought in that.
I'm thinking, yeah, your last fight. That was CES
Correct.
1 in 2010.
Yeah.
That was your last fight
Yep.
also. And you were what, 38 years old or so?
Me?
Yeah, back
I'm
then.
48.
No, back at that fight.
So
at that
I was
CES.
36.
36. Why didn't you continue? Just
I tried one more fight, and I had fought off and on. I always liked just coaching and competing in jiu-jitsu, no-gi, and stuff like that. And I had fought a handful of fights. I was one of the typical early guys, just show up, hope to get a match, show up and fight somebody who they found that day to take the fight. And then I had a few cards where people just pulled out last minute. And I was just like, all right, it's not that, I'm never going to make it to the UFC. That wasn't a goal, a severe goal of mine. I would have liked to, but it wasn't like, this is what I live and breathe for. So I just liked fighting because it was another way to compete. And I was just like, you know what? I've done way too many training camps and not gotten paid. And I'm just not going to fight anymore. I'll just keep doing jiu-jitsu, no-gi, and have fun and coach and stuff like that. And then CES came around, and I'm like, you know what? My last 3 times I was supposed to fight, they pulled out. I doubt I'm going to be able to fight for you guys. If you guys get me a fight, I'll take it. I ended up fighting Steve.
He's still fighting.
Steve Stangle.
By the way.
Yeah.
He just fought a couple of times. He fought a couple of times this year. So I have that poster. So keep talking about it because it has all the fighters that are on that card.
Oh, nice.
And who won that night. So let me throw that up here somewhere.
Yeah. So they ended up getting Steve Stangle to fight me the very last minute, less than a week out.
So there it is. I don't know if you can see that from here, but that's the whole Tapology card that I got there. Louis Felix was on it.
Yeah. Oh, that's me from Aruba. I was getting sunburn on my head. I got the t-shirt on.
Would you just send him a picture in from Aruba here?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I burned my head. No, so I ended up fighting Steve Stangle. But, I was supposed to fight. I forget who I was supposed to fight. He ended up having to pull out. They got somebody else. He had to pull out. And Steve Stangle took the fight. It was great. So we ended up having a fight. I beat him decent amount of time. I think a minute or something like that. And then they were like, we want you to fight again. I'm like, great, I'll fight again. I'll be happy to fight. And this time, when people started pulling out, it was like I was making phone calls at the weigh-ins. I'm like, listen, you don't have to make weight. I don't care. I'll fight. I catch weight. Couldn't get any. I'm calling friends of mine. I'm like, you want to just fight?
Yeah.
I'm like, there's a lot of money involved for me. I'm like, you can probably get a decent amount of money for this. So, I'm like, you want to just fist fight? No big deal. No hard feelings. Nah, it was too last minute,
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go back to not training for fights and not having any fights pull out. So.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And now, you're damn, looks like everything's going well for you with the gym and everything that you kind of went along with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? got some guys fighting under you. Do you have any other? I know I interviewed a couple of your fighters in the past. One that fought for CES, I think his last name was Osborne or something like that.
Yeah.
A long time.
He was a transport. No, so after Ozzy, I went back to like, hey, I'm not just taking people who want fights. Like all my guys who are fighters came to me as brand new guys, and not like guys who had fights and they wanted a corner or anything like that. You know, just wanted students, just wanted to teach martial arts. You know, even my jiu-jitsu side of things, like we have a few competitors, but we're not a competition heavy school. We just train super hard. Like we train like competition teams do all the time. That's our year-round thing. Same thing with this. Like we only have a couple of fighters. Like I have plenty of people who can compete in jiu-jitsu, but like before him, I had Rob Brown. He fought Muay Thai and MMA. Had Tiffany McCoy.
I remember she was I saw her fight at Cage Titans.
Yeah. She another like we're a whole gym full of gamers. You know, we have a kid fighting this weekend on less than a week's notice. He's making a hellish cut just to fight for No Boundaries to help somebody out get a fight. So
we got two.
We have two. Oh,
we got
two fighting on.
Yeah, the early show we have the kids headliner.
They have the kids there.
He's the main event.
How old?
Angel 17.
Yeah, let's go with 17.
Oh, nice.
Angel's still 17. He just started his senior year.
Oh, okay. So yeah, 17.
So nice. So yeah, I mean, back-to-back weekends here doing stuff. Are you going to be cornering at the show?
I'll be the lead on Angel.
Nice.
And then we have Eddie competing that night. And this is going to be his first non-smoker.
Yeah.
Everything else has just been gym fights, you know?
Yeah.
This is a real fight for him right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I know when you were coming up, you were fighting a bunch of smokers, and you were winning like smoker titles. Did you fight for No Boundary as an amateur? Or,
I wanted to, but situation didn't work out.
So did you go right to pro?
No. I fought Wartime.
Oh, that's right.
And
Laces
Up. Laces Up, you fought.
Oh, that was my first one.
Okay.
Down in Westerly.
Oh no.
Yeah, the
that was my
airport
first
hand,
fight.
I think.
Yeah, that was my first fight. I have something to prove.
That's a big thing when Lace Up comes, man. That's a big.
I was talking a lot of shit that day. I told him like, yo, let me fight.
Is that when they put us in the basement?
Yeah, it's
man,
like,
they
yo,
gave us the worst corner in the world. Like, got Legionnaire's disease in some musty basement of a VFW hall or National Guard army. There's like unexploded ammunition, ordnance all over the place, rats, and it's like just cold in there. And then it was bad. Everybody from our corner lost every judge's decision also.
Oh, yeah.
That's the main reason. I told Coach George, he said, yo, let me fight. It's been weeks. Let me fight. Come on, I will knock him out. Just let me fight. Like, I was annoying him so bad. Then finally they gave up and said, okay, you want to fight? You can fight. Then they pulled this Irish dude poster, like humongous, like this giant right there is going to beat me.
To fight.
And then I'm looking at it, it's like, nah, he's not going to beat me. He's not going to do that to me right now. You can't push yourself like you bad big and I'm short.
Big, bald, red hair.
Yeah. Like his poster was super huge. He had his face and you see my name like this small. Yeah. I'm like, they looked at me like a chump. I said, screw that. I make sure I push myself to my limit. And took that victory.
Won that fight, right? Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! But they give me a split. No, they give me a split decision. They had no choice to give me the victory.
Yeah.
I made sure that. I made sure they had no choice. There's no way in hell you're gonna give me an L like everybody else.
Their Pride Martial Arts was big with them.
Yeah.
Ross Levine and a lot of those guys.
I don't know Ross. I know Andrew. Andrew was the head at Pride.
Yeah, Ross Levine is one of his guys. He fights Karate Combat now.
Oh, the one with the sloped sides. That one?
Yes.
I love watching
he's
that.
actually their champion now. Their middleweight champion.
Oh,
he's their world champion.
Send me his name so I can look him up.
Yeah, I definitely will.
Name again?
Ross Levine. Ross Turbo Levine.
Funny fact.
He actually.
Funny fact. He was my physical therapist back in the day.
Yes. He's a physical therapist.
Yes.
Sick.
Yes, and I know him before he started competing because we was talking about it when we met each other.
Nice.
It was funny.
He does a lot of sessions and a lot of coaching at Triforce. He comes in and does stuff like that. He does stuff at Lausanne's and stuff like that. I think he's actually managed by Tyson Shoddy.
Oh, nice. Good for him.
So he's doing well with that, the Karate Combat. Yeah. I mean, how far can you go with Muay Thai. You know what I mean? As
Glory.
far as professional.
Glory is in Muay
To
Thai,
stay
though.
to stay busy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He fought. Who did he fight for? He fought for. I think he fought for Glory 2 fights.
Did he?
And then it's
But
just.
Glory's kickboxing is not Muay Thai.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like Muay Thai is great to fight, but lion fights and no boundaries, not a lot of Muay Thai around.
Yeah, and they're what, like no boundaries, like one every 4 or 5 months, and if that.
Yeah, they
And the
probably
other
do it
one
3,
is
yeah.
like
And
Lion
then
fights
lion
might
fight-
be
6
2 a
months.
year.
Yeah, and they're all spread all over the place.
Yeah.
So, he had to go to karate combat to get kind of, and just like,
But that's cool, man. I like karate. I like
Yeah, it
watching
is
that.
fun.
I've seen the clips, but that's what got most of us into martial arts. It wasn't guys wrestling and holding on the ground. You know, like,
Exactly.
Well,
It was
at least
like
my
that.
generation. I was watching Bruce Lee movies and stuff like
yeah,
that.
exactly.
I watched Chocolate Dale,
Chocolate Al? Who's that?
the Iceman, the UFC.
Oh, Chuck Liddell.
That's what I said.
You said Chocolate Al.
No, I didn't. Lying
What'd
out
you
your
hear?
ass.
I kind of heard what you said.
Chocolate.
See, that's crap. Now you both coming at me. That's messed up, man. You see what I mean?
I think you
Back
made it a little
spray, man.
worse, but I knew exactly what you were saying. Well, you did too, son of a
Nah.
gun.
You see what I deal with at the gym? It's not cool, man.
I'm not fun to be around.
Well, you mentioned George Tebow,
Yeah.
who is an amazing dude, man. He's always supporting me
Yeah.
with the podcast and always messaging me and saying, dude, keep doing what you're doing. Ever since like day one, I've been around here.
Yeah.
Because I've known him from Tom at Team United.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Tommy.
Yeah. So I've known him. He's a hell of a guy. Now, what does he do is he like a Muay Thai?
Muay
Kids,
Thai. Yeah,
kids
yeah.
Muay Thai,
Nope,
upper, like.
just adults. Muay
Oh,
Thai.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
George and me, we've been together pretty much since before I started doing jiu-jitsu. I knew him before I started doing jiu-jitsu. I knew him during the JKD days. And I think he may have missed 2 of my fights throughout the years. Like, been my right-hand dude forever. I remember when my first pro fight was, I want to say 2001. Like February 2001, Steve Angelowitz for Ring of Fire, Lou Neglia's show in Long Island. I was working midnights at 911, and George was just one of my students. You know, he had his background, you know, through Yankee Inn and all his JKD knowledge, and he was, you know, coming up to sit your tongue with me. So he was learning Muay Thai at the same time as me, but he would feed me pads. He lived in an apartment that was minuscule. We would go. I would get home from work at midnight to 8. Park my car, run to his house. It was about a 2-mile run to his house. His kitchen was about half the size of this room. We would stack all the furniture on one side, like all the tables and stuff like that, and hit pads in his kitchen because the rest of his house, he had a small studio apartment on the east side, just about a little bit bigger than the studio. Hit pads in his kitchen. The times I've kicked a plastic chair or his table full speed because I missed the pad or I misunderstood where my body was in space, just smashing my shin and stuff. It's amazing. Like his wife now was his girlfriend then. How she tolerated him. Like you got some big sweaty hairy dude kicking your furniture. So that dude is as instrumental in Team Santos as anybody, you know, as I am. He's been with me. He's literally like he lived in Chicago for a bit. And he had shoulder surgery. Other than that, he trained with me every day, every week since as long as I can remember. Like I said, since the JKD days, you know, like before I even did jiu-jitsu. So, yeah, like he's one of those like everybody who knows me knows him, but you know, not everybody realizes how important that dude is to my gym and like to me and stuff.
Yeah, I see him everywhere and doing everything. I think
he's like my first and only coach I ever had. I never had a coach. Not even sports, not even high school, not even middle school. Like he was the only sport coach that I ever had. And then the second one, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was first coach. 'Cause I was doing Muay Thai before George started.
I know, but you come with the chocolate thing, so you could be second.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Chocolate.
You know,
Yeah. So you can definitely be second for now.
Chocolate down. Lead that. Chocolate down. So, my man, leading up to this fight, I mean, you've been there before making a pro debut. Is there a difference making the MMA debut? All right, so I'll ask another question after that. we'll let you answer that. Is there a difference in making this MMA debut than that Muay Thai debut?
Not much. Just a little bit. It's a little bit. More with the gloves. That's the only thing. And then more reaction time. Wait for go for a takedown or whatever they want to do. MMA. Mostly just that. It's not much, to be honest. We didn't train like a whole bunch of new techniques. You know what I'm saying? We train just little basic things that I didn't know about and work on it and make sure I have it in my game, and that's it.
The range changes a lot too. It's wider apart. Like Muay Thai, kickboxing, that's a much closer fight. You know, people have to you have to stay farther away, so you have to punch through that range. You know, in training, I've said this a lot. In training, because gyms are so packed, everybody's standing right in front of each other punching. Once you get in that cage, it's more spaced out. Or you can let yourself get choked up and you guys will be fighting in a phone booth for no reason. There's plenty of space to maneuver.
But it's the main reason why we did the Muay Thai.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
Muay Thai,
there,
no matter if you get long distance or you push away, I will still get close to you.
Yeah.
Well, as heavyweights, I definitely starting in the Muay Thai is definitely an advantage. If you know, there's a lot of dudes that start with wrestling and jiu-jitsu, and then they learn the striking on the way. That's great for the lighter guys. I think heavyweights having that background and then picking up the jiu-jitsu is the way to go in my book. I mean, because not many fights hit the ground as far as
No, I totally agree.
The heavyweight.
I always say this: when it comes to the grappling, yes, you can be good in grappling. The problem is when you get hit. How will you resolve that? You can't do the same thing you do in jiu-jitsu without getting hit in the face. So I'm always say I'm glad I did Muay Thai first because it built the tolerance of pain. Compare some people that do jiu-jitsu or wrestling and trying to do MMA, and then once they get hit like super hard, their brain goes somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? They realize that now it's just not only grappling. They punch you in the face. It hurts. You're in pain. What you got to do now? Are you got to let go? Are you going to fight? There's a whole bunch of theories in your mind right now that you don't know which one to pick. So I'm very happy about doing the Muay Thai first, then the MMA part. Oh, also facing humongous giants. So that's like a benefit right there.
The what?
Giants, like my opponents, they're always taller than me, bigger than me, heavier than me, always trying to lean on me, trying to get me tired by leaning.
Well, I was gonna bring up your last fight. That was a five round fight. You ended up knocking him out in the 5th round.
He had cardio for days.
Dude, look where do you have that on your Instagram over here?
What?
Somewhere? You gotta have it
That's
somewhere.
not it. No, you passed it.
Where is it? Is it over here somewhere? Is that it?
No, that
it's
looks
not
like
it.
far up
This is.
snap.
Where is it?
He probably doesn't have a video. It's not like we're not internet savvy at my gym, man.
There he is. Oh, that's in the other fight.
Dudes.
That's not it.
Nah,
You're beating up
that's
everyone
Second
now.
fight.
All right, hold on. Let me get here. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too.
We don't have it. No, it's not there.
I thought I saw it on there somewhere. Maybe it's on mine. I don't know.
Yeah, check yours. Check yours. Check George's Facebook. George is good at this sort of stuff.
Actually, let me see.
Yeah, my social media skills.
Oh, I know what to do. I go to Cage Titans because they had it in their highlight thing when
Nice.
they were highlighting your fight. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, I seen that. I seen that.
So where is it? There it is, right there. Like, so let me get that. Let me get this up right here on Instagram so everyone can see this. I think there's sound too.
I want to see it too.
So, all right. So that's the poster, and I think when you do this, there it is.
Oh no, that's Hassan versus Jeff.
Yeah, but his will come up after.
Oh, okay.
Guys, pay attention. Pay attention.
All right. So, and then this lasts a little while.
This is
good.
5 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but this series right here, of beating each other, is pretty cool right here. And then we got
seeing good head movement.
Okay, I'm burnt.
But your head's moving.
Of course, I have to.
This guy was a nightmare. His volume went up every round.
Now look at Ginsburg. He thinks like a 3. Did you notice that in the
No, I
background? Did you not see that? Wait a minute. Oh, how do I get back to the?
You don't, I don't
Been
think
in.
you can. I think you
All
s-
right,
oh, there
so
you
watch him right here, Matt.
go. All right.
Watch this.
Dave Ginsburg, one of the best judges in Mass.
Yeah, he is, but watch him. He thought that guy you were gonna knock him right on him. Jesus. Now watch Ginsburg.
I think the first time he got freaked out when we went to the rope.
Yeah, I mean,
They went through the rope earlier in the fight.
Yeah, he probably got freaked out. He's like,
oh, is
no.
that right? You have
Yeah.
big dudes coming in, man. So
It's 500 pounds of meat.
yeah, exactly, dude. Even if you don't,
500 pounds. That's cool.
You were 240. That guy was easily 250.
We don't know. He didn't weigh in.
Oh, he didn't weigh in?
No, we were waiting. He didn't show up.
what did you show up to fight?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's kind of that's lion fights.
Yeah, I know.
We're not going to say that.
They,
about that.
they-
We good.
They-
We good.
they might,
Dude, I was
someone might have been
confused
on
as
the
hell.
phone trying to call a friend to come fight you. But you never know. But this fight, bro, we talked about going to Cage Titans. They all know him there. He is their champion, their amateur champion. Who's the guy here walking in? And does that phase you? Because when you fought for Lion Fight, I would imagine you were the home guy for all the fights. No,
No,
Listen,
no,
listen.
All
They
right.
treated him like I treat him. Like they weren't.
Listen,
This wasn't super friendly.
This is my reality right here. No matter where I fought, from all my amateurs to now, I'm always supposed to lose. That's who I am. Well, to them. I'm always the guy who's just here to get a beat in and make the other guy look good. Then it doesn't happen like that, and I still end up winning like a champion with a big ass smile and keep it moving.
And they
So
just
things
ignore.
like that does not faze me.
Yeah.
Because I'm always, like I told you before, I'm always walking like an underdog. Every day, because that's the way they look at me. So that's fine. I just need to prove them wrong. And then just have a nice smile.
Well, as far as support going there, you must have a bunch of people from the gym. It's your pro debut.
There should be a few people.
Matt
there.
had to be on the phone. You better come to this fight. You better
people can get
support
their
my
arms
guy.
twisted, yeah.
We don't have many MMA fighters coming out of
Yeah.
this gym. We got a heavyweight that's fucking,
Yeah.
something to see.
This is our first MMA fight in probably a few years, since before COVID, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
'Cause we
I
said-
did so. I all through the 2000s, I was coaching all the time. Like there were weekends where I'm doing back-to-back days. There were days where I would go from a tournament in New Jersey and drive to New Hampshire to corner. So I got burnt out. Like, it's stressful and like there's a lot of people in Rhode Island mixed martial arts who definitely got to start with me or through me or somehow I help them out. Like, I'm fine with letting them do it. Like, it's too tiring for me. Like I'm real introverted anyway. Like, I like to be by myself when possible. So yeah, I'm fine with like not doing these shows. Like I'll do it because he's my student. He's been with me for a while. That's why I do it. That's where the loyalty comes from. No more loyalty just because you're fighting and you want to wear my logo and you're gonna pay me some money. Like my loyalty's not that easily bought. So
Well, you got a prospect here too.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? You're not just throwing fighters out there. I mean, you got a prospect here, and you've had fighters in there past that I've seen that are game. You know what I mean? Game in there. I mean, even that kid that Osborne kid that was kind of transplanted to you. He beat Connor Berry, man. That's a friggin' tough son of a bitch right there.
his old training partner, Rob Brown, beat Jeff Solvian. Rob Brown was the original Cage Titans title holder for the amateurs. Just never got another offer for another fight. Like, there's not a lot of heavyweights that want to fight in general. So it was like, there just weren't any heavyweights coming. So he never got another offer. And then like COVID came around, like everything, I think he ended up getting married also. So it's like we've got MMA guys. We've had MMA guys, but Rob was probably our last fighter.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think
It was
last
on Rob, Tiff.
either Rob or Tiffany were the last two people who ever fought for us.
Yeah, and that was a while. I mean, when I saw Tiffany, I was just, I think I was just I was at CES a lot, but I was just breaking through with
I
Cage
haven't
Titans, starting to cover them. And I think she was one of the first cards I went to, and I saw her. I was like,
I think when she fought the girl who was like a couple of weight classes up.
yeah, I don't remember. It was probably Tiffany's
And I don't mean
Well,
girl
Tiffany
like
had
that.
another fight against that Taylor girl.
Tall girl.
Yeah, the tall girl. But the fight before that
Yeah.
was the one that
That
I
was
was
her weight
actually...
class.
That
was Kenny and Keith Florian's girl.
Oh, is that
I
right?
forget her name. Woman, sorry. I forget her name. That was a good fight. I think Tiffany won that decision.
Yeah, she did.
And then against the Taylor woman, she lost by armbar. Tiffany actually last year won the women's rugby national
I
championship.
saw that on her Instagram and stuff like that. Yeah, she's really deep into sports. She's riding that one-wheel things through and all those.
Yeah, she used to be on the U.S. national team when she was like.
Oh, is that right?
When she was like 19 years old, she was traveling the world playing rugby.
Oh, good for her. So she's still playing around with it.
Yeah,
Great.
cool.
She's an explorer. I see her on Instagram. They're always doing something, exploring or doing something with the animals or the pets or what they got. Good for them. They're living it. Are they gonna? Is she gonna be around for this fight?
I don't know if she's gonna be there for the fight. But her rugby season's wrapping up in like a week or two, so she should be back in the gym shortly. She's told me to start busting her chops. So.
Well, there is a stream, by the way, so you might want to like throw that out there. As, people can't make it. I mean, they could buy a stream and put your name in there.
What are you talking about? I thought you were talking about like a river. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, so if you watch that stream, what is it, Cage Titan live stream? If you buy the pay-per-view, just put Vega. I don't know if it's Vega or Jorge or the full name.
I think it's just the last name.
The last name, so it's Vega.
The last name.
Yeah,
it's not Vegas.
No, it's not. It never was.
Sorry.
They call my name like a couple times for the end of the fight. Nah, we good. So yeah,
I'm not gonna say
he said so Vega. You know what I'm saying? So you can show your support if you can't come to see the fight.
So my man, heavyweights in New England and everywhere are sought after. I just saw CES put out a post. It was either yesterday or today about calling all heavyweights.
No one said anything to me since then. So
you what?
I put his name up there.
Like what? Recently or
like heavyweights and light heavyweights. Who wants something in December? I'm like, hey.
Oh, yeah, because they're gonna have a big card in. They got the one in November.
Yeah. And
then they usually have one is that a definite?
I don't know. I haven't heard back. I put his name out there. Nobody said anything to me about it.
Well, I loved it. So I liked it real quick.
Well, how not to get ahead of ourselves here, but heavyweights are sought after. Man, you don't need many wins to get into the UFC nowadays as a heavyweight. You know what I mean? Especially coming from Muay Thai, three big fights in Muay Thai, and then few wins as heavyweight here. How busy are you looking to stay? Are you looking to fluctuate back and forth with Muay Thai if a Muay Thai fight comes by? Or are you looking to, stay in MMA for a little while here and get some of those wins under your belt?
I just want to compete. It doesn't matter. I told my coach all the time, it's like I need to compete.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's the next move? I'm tired of just sitting.
He wants to be busy. That's the thing. Like he wants before they found him a fight for Lions fight, we were supposed to be on the first first card for Joe Cav. And then Lion fights came back around. They're like, listen, if you sign with us, you have to do a non-compete 45 days out.
They never did that before.
Yeah.
It was weird as hell when they did that.
Yeah, so whatever, we want to keep him busy if he can get more and more MMA fights. And it's a job. If whoever wants to pay him the most money, that's the other thing. He needs to make money.
Exactly.
Also, you got to show me a contract and see if I have a couple fights, not just one and done. Because if you get one and done, I'm going to continue looking.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask my coaches, what's the next move? Because I don't want to wait for somebody that takes too long for me to fight again. I'm good.
Yeah. We're not really pro those guys getting their faces shattered for 4-4.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not I fought my first fight for 3-3, and that was over 20 years ago.
People are still fighting for that.
That's crazy.
What?
That's disrespectful.
People are still fighting for that.
There's way more money in this game, and that's when all tickets were $25 when I was fighting for 3-3. Mm-hmm. There's way more money in this game. People should pay more. That's just the way I feel about things. And that's as long as I have anything to say about him getting paid, I'm I'm not trying to bully anybody, but I don't want my guy fighting I don't want him risking his life, his health, and his prosperity for something he could do if he just pulled one overtime shift a week,
Yeah, exactly. Because you gotta miss this, you gotta all the money you put into it for just the extra to stay on top of the game.
Sorry.
you know, eating, everything, extra sessions, all that shit. Missing overtime because you're going to get more time at work.
Yeah.
I mean, at the gym or whatever. Oh, I can't come in Saturday. I got to get up.
That's why I had to pick a specific job. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's not easy to find a regular job and then do fighting, because you want to do fighting first, but then the job have an issue with that. So it was a little bit of job hunting just to get the perfect balance between work and training so I can keep being on top.
Well, it seems like you, well, you know, he's got a good head on his shoulder. I don't know about you. But
Yeah, it's
Seems
there.
like
It's-
I'm right.
Sometimes it's dangling,
it
you know what I'm
seems
saying?
like you got him in the right line here, the right path here. And I think that shows that, you know, your plate's not full at this point, so you can focus more on his career.
That's the other thing. Yeah. I don't want. I've had 5 guys fight in one night.
Mm-hmm.
Back when I was fighting, so like I've had like 3 other guys fight when I'm fighting the same night. You know, like I don't miss those days. Like those are stressful days. Like, and I'm pretty easygoing. Stress doesn't get me that bad, but like I don't throw up anymore. Like I used to throw up before all my guys fought. Like
I can
all
nervous wreck. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I was weird about that when they told me the first time. I said, "Yo, what's Matt?" He's like, "Oh, he's throwing up."
Yeah, I found.
Why?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like he's like you're like your kids
There's
at this
a-
He
point.
said, "I'm not even throwing up."
Well, he throws up for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what happened in transfer.
Yeah, like I, not as bad now, but like yeah, it used to be. It would make me nervous if I hadn't thrown up before a fight, like before one of my guys fought. When I fought, never a problem. I'm just gonna go fight.
Yeah, a lot of coaches
Yeah.
that I talk to that, you know, are still fighting, but, you know, they're bringing up their own fighters now. They're like, the nerves in me watching someone else go in there, you know, these are like, you know, I care for these people, and
Yeah.
I'm sending them in there they could possibly get hurt. You rather go in there and get hurt because, or do your thing and fight for them. But, man,
No,
you got to take the leash off them, right?
For the record, I do not rather go in there and get hurt. I just know at a certain point, like it's nerve wracking when you realize that you've done everything you can do, and it's either more than enough, barely enough, or not enough beforehand. And it could be you didn't do something one extra day, or if it's a grappling, oh, how did you not cover that technique? Like you'll never get it right. Like, well, I don't know. Maybe there are people who get everything right and they cover all their bases, and nothing ever comes up that's not planned for. I haven't done that yet. So like that's stressful. Like, I don't want to feel like I let my dude down.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want to feel like I let anybody down and didn't do enough. And I know that that's always going to be the case. You can never do enough. Like maybe there's one more day we could.
One more rep.
You know.
One more, yeah. Something.
And like as I've gotten older, I have a family. I got other responsibilities that I can't be there as much as like he needed me. Like, but I've got guys like George. I've got another George Hernandez. They got their black belts together. Real good help. Then I got brown belts and other students that can jump in. I'm like last night when I had to take off, I had two of my brown belts, Mikey and Jose. I'm like, can you guys work guillotine escapes and head and defenses and stuff like that, just to keep him working even when I'm not there. Like
yeah, that's the
it's
gym.
programming now.
Yep.
You know, like he's got his own strength and conditioning guy. I remember when I was the strength and conditioning guy. I'm not really known for my strength or my conditioning. I'm known.
You just know how to make them right.
Yeah, I'm known for like knowing how to fight. Like my strength and conditioning was always spar a lot of rounds. Like that's all
exactly.
I did. You know, a lot of rolling, a lot of drilling and stuff like that. So you know,
It's different when you're a big guy, man. Everything's super heavy.
yeah,
So it helps with a little strength conditioning, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Make it a little bit lighter.
yeah.
So, last couple of things here.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be going into Cage Titans for the first time in a long time. It's changed.
Yeah.
Have you been to any of their fights in recent
No,
last?
No, I stay home, man.
It's amazing.
It's my thing.
Dude. Let me just tell you. I mean, you know, I'm introverted like you.
Yeah.
I go to shows just because I want to see the fights, but everything around me, I'm kind of like. But they put on a fucking incredible show.
Oh, I'm
It's
not
a great
surprised.
show.
Mike's done a great job with it.
It's so fun. I would imagine Hassan's gonna rap he's got people rapping
Wait,
for
what?
him.
Ah.
When he does his,
Let me rap. I can rap.
No, you're not.
Listen,
Yeah, you're good.
While he has a rapper. He has a whole band following him into the cage.
That's insane.
It's live. It's
Shoes off, right?
It's crazy.
Oh, he
It's
says he's not
nuts.
doing that. Well, that's what he said. I don't know. Maybe he changed his mind. He said
Man.
he's not doing it. He want to take everything business. It's business.
Yeah, I would think
He's taking it serious now. You know what I'm
I
saying?
would think you take it seriously even when you walk in with a band. Like, you don't want to walk in with a band and get beat up.
Well, it's a big
in front
show
of extra
thing.
people who know you. Like,
Yeah.
It's a big. I mean, Cage Titans loves.
I actually
kind of
saw that
bling
one
stuff,
time. Some dude came out with Hype Man, I guess it was. It was like
Yeah.
years ago. He jumped, he went like this and all that.
Oh,
I'm like, yo, he better win. I think he got choked out or he got knocked out. And I was like, you see that?
Listen, I was fighting in the
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what I remember. He's Hype Man, just made it look like, oh, he's the greatest. He just got choked out, knocked out.
Listen, I was fighting in the 2000s when Prodigy was huge and their song Smack My Bitch Up. There was 0.0 chance of me ever coming out to that song. Hey, I'm not real disrespectful like that. I try and be real, like, I'm jokey and everything like that, but, like, I don't disrespect my opponents. I'm not like that. Like, that's not cool. And, like, even though that song would hype me up, I'm like, I can't disrespect somebody. And it's almost a guarantee you're going to get your ass whooped. You come out to that, like, oh, like, why don't I just push, like, palm his face? Like, I don't get down like that, so... I like the song, but I wasn't gonna risk it, Like,
yeah, I don't do that either. The whole
Do you have a set walkout song? Not that you have to give it out, but you
I
have
just
a
need to
set.
make sure that coach don't put his hands on it, and that's it.
Do you use the same walkout song that you use for lion fight? Same one?
No, so what happened was
Wait, you're saying no? He's saying yeah. What's going on?
Gasolina.
nah, that was not line fight.
Well, you should have.
That was amateur, and that was you being you. I'm shaking my head. People are laughing at my ass. It's like,
Gasolina's
yeah,
a
it's
great
fine.
song, man. It gets me hyped.
I guess you hype. It doesn't get me hype. Anyway, so yes, they played my song twice, line fight, because they didn't call me. They didn't ask me anything. They just added it just to add it. I asked him, like, yo, you didn't ask me about my song. Oh, it's fine. We used the same one from last time. Like, what? How you gotta give my opponent a choice and then not give me a choice?
Exactly.
That makes no sense. I'm telling you, man. People just don't like me.
Yeah, they get to know you first, then they don't.
They just don't like me.
No.
Cage Titans will play a song.
Yeah, Cage Sides.
Saturday, they'll play a
Mike
song.
likes me at least. So. he
That's
doesn't know you.
not great. That's not good. That's not a
He
good
will.
thing to hear.
I mean, you walk in there. He's gonna make you feel like you know each other. He treats everyone friggin' equally. They do a great job there. All right, last thing here. You mentioned City on Tongue, which not to an hour on this, but what's your history with them? George sent me a picture.
Yeah.
What's your association with Mark?
I've known Mark and Marie and the whole family at City Tong since probably 2000. Definitely since 2001. But maybe 2000. So it's been about 22, 23 years. Could have met him before that, but like I've known him and been training with him for a real long time. I started the MMA program. There was like a jiu-jitsu guy for a little bit, for like I think they may have had like a jiu-jitsu program for like 3 months. And the guy, it was Brazilian, he went back to Brazil, and then they didn't have anybody. And I had just started becoming friends with Mark. And he's like, hey, can you come up and cover? Because I don't have a jiu-jitsu guy. I'm like, sure. I was, I had a knack for jiu-jitsu, for no-gi, grappling and things like that. I picked up on it really quickly. And I'm a decent teacher. I'm good at transferring information to people. So I started doing that, and then, I just ran it for 6 years. Like when all the guys were coming through, like I wasn't like Kenny Florian's coach, but I was there training with him and running the classes. And then when all the dudes came through from, the UFC, as I kept getting better at jiu-jitsu, like I started giving, lessons, helping them out, helping people tailor game plans. Like Jorge Rivera is a good friend of mine. I used to work with him a lot up there, like tailoring game plans for people. And like, so I taught, I want to say 6-7 years. I ran their MMA and jiu-jitsu program. And then like me and Mark just continued to be in for like, I was the first person not in his family to see his son, like the day he brought him home from the hospital. So like, we're tight like that.
Nice.
Like, his wife and I are like, if me and his wife get on the phone, we'll end up talking for like a half hour. Like we're tight. Like I know his
Nice.
whole family, his in-laws, like everybody. And we've trained jiu-jitsu off and on. Like I ranked him. I want to say I gave him his blue, his purple, not his brown. Then I just recently awarded him his black belt this weekend.
Well, that's what George sent me a picture here.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to look at right now, just the picture here. So I imagine this is the picture right here.
Yeah. There's one floating around, but we didn't like specify who to take it. So there's a couple floating around of me giving him the belt.
Yeah, I imagine that.
But,
yeah,
you know
it's probably
how
on their page and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that's pretty. Mox, Jesus, it's a legend.
Yeah.
As far as
Mark's-
Yeah.
like I said it when I handed him the award, I'm like, he's probably done as much for MMA as anybody that like as much, if not more, than some people who were born in Brazil. Like he's never had an MMA fight, but he sparred with everybody. He sparred with me. He helped me train for all my fights. He's taught Muay Thai. He's fought extensively in Muay Thai in Thailand, but like out here, he's coached for a really long time. If you wanted to get good at Muay Thai for MMA, at kickboxing for MMA, you came and trained with Mark.
There's been a plethora of fighters that have been to the UFC, been to every one overseas, been everywhere coming out of that camp. You get your rounds. You get rounds there.
Yeah.
Yes. Any other place you go to get your sparring rounds in? As far as cross training,
mostly there.
mostly at City.
Yeah.
I think
If
you go
I
to someplace
do-
South County for a little bit.
No, I
Oh,
go
what?
to Brian Hansen's gym on Live or Alive Kickboxing in Coventry.
Okay.
So we went there for a little bit to train in Muay Thai, to prepare for one of my fights. And
Yeah, don't you go to
Tommy's.
Tommy's, yeah.
Yeah, Tommy's as
Tommy
well.
Evans' gym.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But like my
United Molau, yeah.
yeah, but my hardcore sparring usually in Boston though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we had another heavyweight, it was with us forever, but
Mm.
we only have the one now, him, and then a bunch of punching bags.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Had
I mean,
years.
come on,
Pretty
it's
much.
3-0 in Muay Thai, pro Muay Thai, ready to make his pro debut. Well, last thing I'm gonna ask you, and I'll let you carry us away and say whatever you want about this kid making his pro debut in MMA. But what do we expect to see from you next week as far as, making that pro debut, and what are you looking to do, and what kind of statement are you looking to make in there?
I'm looking to see what I have, to be honest. That's not now that it's not a stand-up fight. I want to see what can I do with MMA. You know what I'm saying? What can I do now? I haven't trained in like a full camp of MMA, but let me see what I can do. Let me see what can happen. Let's see how my body reacts. How would I think? How everything process when I get in there, and then go from there. It's the same thing that I did in my Muay Thai. I just didn't know what to expect until I got there, and then everything just happened, fall into place, and that's it. Not really look for a specific technique. Like people have their ways. Like somebody have their right kick, somebody have their like a right cross or whatever. I'm just gonna get in there and let it flow.
Nice.
And feel comfortable and see what's going on. If I get that victory, great. So at least now I know when to work for next time. I don't take much pleasure in my victory, to be honest. Most of the time, like, yo, coach, I messed up here, I messed up here, I messed up. Don't worry about that. No, but I'm just saying, this was a mistake. This was a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get excited, but not too much, because I felt like I did something wrong, even though I got the victory. And that's what helps me move forward and continue learning more stuff and try to be a better fighter. You know what I'm saying? Just because I got a knockout, it was not an easy knockout. There was a little complications here and there with the work on.
Beautiful, my friend. Last thing, what do you see coming out of this kid next week? As
Same,
far as his-
like I'm the same deal. Like I think this is going to be his. When I say easiest, I don't mean in terms of competition. In terms of like outlook, like he's just trying it out. He's probing. He's the rugby guy playing football for the first time. It's a similar sport, but he's just probing to see if he likes it, if he has fun, if the small gloves are just too weird for him. I think a lot of the pressure should be off of him because it's not Muay Thai. It's not his 3-0 pro record, 3 knockouts. It's not that. It's is he gonna handle it when he goes for a takedown? Like how's he gonna feel about taking him down? You know, he's done it plenty of times with my guys who are grapplers, but like, is he gonna like fighting on the ground? You know, like, I think it's a great opportunity. Hassan's a game opponent. Got 3 good fights. Like I said, I think they've had the same amount of rounds, maybe a little bit less on your behalf because you finished them from knockouts. But like 3-minute rounds, Hassan's fought 3-minute rounds. He's had 1 go to the decision. So you went to a 5th round, and then the other 2, I think, one ended early and the other one was a 3-rounder. So you guys have pretty much the same amount of experience. He's just got more with the mini gloves. You know?
Yeah, that's basically it.
It's just going to be a good
gloves.
fight.
It's a huge fight, dude.
Yeah.
It's huge. Both of you making your pro debut, big heavyweights. You know, win or lose, you guys are still prospects here. Heavyweights are sought after incredibly in New England and beyond. And, you know, we're proud to, you know, have both of you guys on a great card, 2 Saturdays from now.
Yep.
I'm just happy to fight, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's been bothering me for a little bit about getting him a
Hell
fight.
yeah. It's like every
His
single
last
day.
fight was in the beginning of July.
It's
He's
like, yo,
this
come on, we
is
can fight.
stagnant.
I need to fight, coach. I need to fight. You have no idea. I'm in the ear.
Yeah.
All right, great. Oh, good morning. I need to fight, coach. What's going on?
We thought there was going to be a lion fight in November. That's what I was hoping out for.
Yeah.
You know, keep him going. Like his next fight should be a title fight, I think.
Oh, of course. Of course.
That lion fight, if they
Nah, it should have been a title fight.
Yeah. Well, it is now.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll lobby. Whenever they make the date
That
to come,
contender,
we'll
that
be lobbying for
contender
it.
spot, it make no sense. I should just got the title right
Yeah.
there.
Well, whatever.
Well-
Now you cemented your status. So
Exactly. This fight, you know, it's going to be a banger.
yeah.
And, man, you're going to be busy. Both sides, in the ring or in the cage, whatever you want to do. Lots of cards coming up towards the end of the year, and lots of cards in the beginning of the year, because we, you know, from the end of January on, boom, boom, boom. And then I heard Combat Zone's going to be having a huge card. I heard Dana
he's got
White
one
might be coming this way at some point. You never know.
Combat Zone's the 19th of November, and then we're game for whoever wants to give us fights. Like like I said, he needs to make money. He needs a job.
Exactly.
Yeah, no hesitation. Just let me know, or let my coach know.
Yeah.
I'm glad he say yes.
Yeah.
So let's do this.
It's not like he's just like, what do you think? Are we going to take this fight? I'm like, oh, I wouldn't tell you about it if we weren't.
There you go.
It's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
You mean people pulled out on me?
Oh, I
It's
can
like,
imagine.
I'm good, man. You want to fight me? Let's go. I don't care what is your record. I don't care how tough you are. If my coach said, let's do it, we're going to do it. We're going to go forward, and that's it.
I love it.
Yeah.
They take care of you, bro. They know what's good for you, man. Last thing, social media, because you got, I would imagine you got still a week and a half for tickets,
Yeah.
and that stream you want people to buy if they can't get tickets. Throw any social media, any thank yous, anyone you want to say hi, sponsors, throw it out there, and then I'll let Matt give his website and all that stuff, and we'll get out of here.
Instagram is champion_heart12. Facebook is Jorge Vega. Sponsor is Proudence Barbell by Jeremy Simbron.
Strength coach.
Yeah, strength coach.
Strength and conditioning coach.
He's great, man. He's a great dude, man. He got me super strong. You know what I'm
he did.
saying?
Yeah, he did.
So for the fight, if you go to Cage Titans bio live stream, if you buy the pay-per-view, just put my last name, Vega. Also, if you in Providence, if you want to go see the fight, or anywhere in Rhode Island, you want to go see the fight, I got tickets also. They're 55, 65, and 85. 85 is floor, 65 is medium, and then 55 is balcony.
Excellent. Not a bad seat in the house at Cage
Exactly.
Titans. Not a bad seat in the house.
That is true.
And I know for a fact from the 3rd floor you can spit into the cage. No, I'm just kidding. I've never done that.
Well,
Or
let's
spit
not
your
do
gum.
that.
Oh, wait. You can't spit gum because they take it off you at the fucking
Do
door.
they really?
Yeah, they
That's
take your
awesome.
gum. They take your lighters and gum.
Oh, no.
It's all experience right there. That's what happened.
So there will be no gum hitting or spit, Mr. Santos.
I would
all
never
right?
spit. I joke around, but I
You see
actually have
how he
some
gives people
professional-
ideas? You know what I'm saying?
I'm an agent of
I
chaos.
can see him throwing paper airplanes from the top over there. Fucking.
No.
Last thing with you.
Yeah.
Who's going to be in the corner besides you?
Should be me, George, and if they allow us a 3rd, probably Mark Delagrati or somebody from Mark's
Huge.
camp.
Mark will weasel his way in. Unless he's at the UFC working for them
Yeah.
at some night. But guys, thank you so much. Oh, last thing. Your social media, anything, how we get in touch with you?
I think my Instagram is Mat Santos BJJ, maybe.
I have it there.
Is it?
But any website, anything like
I
that?
have a website. It's www.matsantos.com. Every time you spell my name, it's only one T. So
I found that out, and I
I'm
made
super
sure that
uptight about
you
it.
know what
Like, the one thing I'm uptight about.
I didn't want to get beat up, so I had to make sure I made
No.
one T.
My name,
I even went to your website and looked at the bio and who the coach is to make sure it's one T. All right.
Yeah,
Well, now that I know it bothers him, I'm gonna keep it 2 T's.
3 T's.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Now that you forget that I still am in charge of your workouts, do what you want to
It's all right. I suck
you
it
throw
out.
up.
And he's
I suck
coaching
it out.
you in 2 weeks.
I would laugh
a week
at
and
you
a
and
half.
say I still got 3 T's in there.
Well,
Matt Santos.
so with that said, guys, after the fight, anything I mean, I'm not too far from you guys, right?
Yeah.
Come down
Nah.
anytime, man. Bring someone else. I could fit George here on the side. I got
Sit him on the garbage
Yeah,
can.
no, I got plenty of chairs. You got like 5 chairs out there. I got an extra camera
Only if
there.
you make George super short.
Yeah.
So it's awkward.
Listen.
Like just his
No,
head's
look.
right here, like chin on the desk.
Just his head fucking goes over the desk.
Oh man.
We'll spell his name wrong and shit
Yeah.
on the thing right there.
Listen, I've known him forever, longer than my jiu-jitsu career will be half my life on Sunday. I'll have spent more than half my life doing jiu-jitsu, and I've never spelled George's name right once on the first try.
I didn't even know how to pronounce it.
Oh, man.
I'm like, how do you put Tho? He goes Tebow. I'm like,
I just invent letters.
I was surprised too when he told me that it just Tebow. I said, "That's really your name?" He said,
I was
Tebow.
like, wow, that's
I thought
so
it was a nickname.
simple. Yeah, I thought it was like Thoro or something like that. I don't know what the
Yeah.
fuck it say. So with that said, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you on October 29th,
Yeah.
man. Making that first walk to the MMA Pro Cage, bro.
Yes.
Congratulations, man. Great card to be on.
Yeah.
Man, I'll be watching you, and it's gonna be scary, man. 2 heavyweights in there banging, man. Yeah. And I love it. It's a great fucking card. It's a great atmosphere, and man, great people because you run into everyone there that you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So with that said, Mat Santos, 1T, Jorge Vega, Tyson Vega. Miguel Tyson Vega.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on. Don't go anywhere because I want to talk to you for a couple of minutes before we get out of here. But
Sure.
with that said, follow these guys, buy tickets. Cage Titans in a week and a half. We'll see you soon.
Take care, folks.
We out.
Peace out.